Hey, what's up, everybody? Let me know when you get on if you can hear and see me. Apologies to anyone in the email. Apparently, I didn't. Let me know when you get on. For fuck's sake. Apologies to anyone in the email. Apparently, I didn't. Apparently, I put the wrong time in it, so it is what it is. Sorry about that. Let's get an Instagram set up. It may have to wait, though. It's being difficult again today. All right. Now we're live everywhere. So when you get on, let me know, and we'll get this party started. Monday, big week. It's not really a big week, but I try to make everything seem like, well, it's part of being a marketer, having to hype everything, right? This thing has been a pain lately. All right, there we go. Got Juan something on Instagram. What's up, Juan? We got Legiit on Instagram. That's interesting. What's up, Legiit? Man, you guys are awesome. Shoo, let me see if I can send out a correction email while everybody's waiting. Or while I'm waiting for everyone, I should say. There's some folks on, so do me a favor and say hello and let me know if the sound and the video is okay. Jim says he loves Legiit. That's awesome. Thank you, Jim. Stavros says, hey there. Hey, Stavros, I almost didn't recognize you with the new profile photo there. Amber says, hello. Stavros says, the mic sounds great. Good, good. Philip says, sound is good. Philip says, hi. I like how no one's talking about how I look. You know, I asked about the picture, too. People just trying to spare my feelings, apparently. Give me a second to fix the email. Hopefully that doesn't make too many people mad. Juan says, what are you doing? I'm just working today. How about you, Juan? What are you up to? Of course, I'm taking a break to hang out with my homies. Jim says, just got some articles from Amber on Legiit. Amazing content as always. Philip says, haircut. No, I wish. I've been calling Supercuts every day to see if they're open, as well as a couple other places, and they're not. Because the restaurants and stuff are opening here today. So I really was hoping that they would too, but nothing so far. Stavros says, thanks. Nice photo, Chris. Well, thank you. And yes, Amber is sure a great content writer. Check her out. Awesome. That's 2 endorsements in just a few minutes for Amber. Shy Wade just joined on Instagram. What's up, Wade? Shy? One of those two. Sure. Got some questions on YouTube that I'm waiting to transfer over. Randy says, hey, buddy. Hey, Randy, good to see you. Always a pleasure. Oh, yes, I used Amber at least twice a month. Awesome. Amber with a great reputation. Simo, what's up, Simo? Couldn't make it last time. I was a bit sick. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better. Amber says, thank you, guys. Craig says, hi, Chris, Jim, and all. Hey, Craig, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Hope everybody's Monday is starting strong. I guess it's finishing strong, depending on where you are. Juan says, where are you from? I'm from Venezuela. I am from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, in the United States. Great place to be. Great to hear about the restaurants in your area. Yeah, they're opening it they opened outside seating last week, and then now they're opening today, 50% inside. I wish it would have been yesterday so I could have taken my mom out, but we'll do that sometime this week instead. And then most of the retail and stuff is open now too. So gosh, I'm really hoping that the salons and barbershops or whatever would be. I didn't find a combined writing/keyword research on Legiit. I think two together go together. What do you think? Absolutely. I don't know why one or the, maybe it's just that the people that have one skill set don't have the other, but that's a brilliant idea. And I've thought that myself before, and I don't know why nobody does it. I don't particularly like doing either of them, or I would offer it myself. Amber, maybe that's a good opportunity for you. Lee says, greetings from Seattle. Awesome. Welcome aboard, Lee, or welcome back. Appreciate that offer for the tour. LA Triple M Wines just joined on Instagram. Hello, Triple M Wines. I feel like I'm Bob Vance from Vance Refrigeration on The Office when I read people's brand names off like that. The Sentimentalist, that's a cool name, on Instagram just joined. I'm not saying that out loud. Philip says, thanks. Thank you, Philip. Greg says, laughing my ass off, Jim. Don't encourage him. You know how hard he is to deal with when somebody makes him think he's funny? Juan asks, do I speak Spanish? I do not. Maybe like Sesame Street Spanish, but that's about it. Ooh, lots of interaction on Instagram today. Bayushb just joined. You're making me do this, Jim. It hurts me as much as it hurts you. So how was my clickbait today? Good, bad, indifferent? It's actually true. It's not happening right now, of course, but you know. Simo says, laugh out loud. Israel says, so are we all quitting SEO now? Is it really dead? No, it's not dead at all. It's I can't speak for anybody but me, but long term, it's not my goal or what I'm going to do. But it's definitely not dead or anything like that. Eventually, though, I'm going to get into other things. In some ways, I'm into other things already. I just want to there's a different direction I plan on going long term, but nowhere in the foreseeable future will I be quitting. I always set 3 a.m. alarms at friends' homes that haven't. That's pretty smart. I'm so going to do that to my mom. She's the only other person I know that has one. So that's awesome. I'm so doing that. That made my day. Thank you. We got Maximo Basimo on Instagram. What's up, Maximo? I'm missing something. All righty. You know, I think I've been, I have been like doing some thinking about what I like to do and where I see myself in 10 or 15 or 20 years. And it's definitely not, and there's nothing, again, I don't want this to say it like a criticism of SEO. It's just, that's not where I see myself being forever. I want to be more in business investing, business consulting, and business development. And I have some plans that are loosely started toward that. That's kind of my end game, I think, right now. Although Legiit is still going to be and will likely always be priority number one. That's how I intend to fund the other things I want to do. So that's kind of where my future is. I don't see running an SEO agency and SEO services and training and software forever, because it's just not what I'm as passionate about. I still love SEO and it's been very good to me and I'm still going to do it. But there are other things on the horizon for me, not anytime soon, but that's kind of what I want to get into because that's what I'm much, much better at. Like I much more enjoy my consulting business and consulting calls and building Legiit and things like that than I do getting that first page ranking or whatever. And I know that's still helping businesses and it's still kind of business building, but again, I think that's the future for me. It's something I've spent a lot of time in meditation and just thought on over the last little bit. So that's kind of where I came up with today's clickbait. So we got Wheels of Hope Rising on Instagram. What's up, Wheels of Hope? Keith says, hey, Chris. Hey, Keith, always a pleasure to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. So that was kind of my main reason for that particular topic or, title or whatever you want to call it. But that's kind of where I see myself going over the next decade or so. So no, SEO is not dead, and no, I'm not quitting today or tomorrow or anytime soon, but that's kind of what my, I think, end goal is. And I think it's important to have a long-term vision for what you want and where you want to be, because otherwise you're just kind of letting life go through you as opposed to you going through life, if that makes sense. I didn't use the analogy quite right, but I think you know what I mean. Simo says, how to promote your services in Instagram. I have an Instagram account with 500 followers, which is not a lot. And I post content on it, but I do not know how to grow it. Do you recommend ads? Or if you figure it out, you let me know. I have never had any success promoting on Instagram. I've done everything I know how to do, and it does not work for me. Or at least I'm not doing it in a way that works for me. So I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. Wheels of Hope Rising, good to join you season today from Nigeria. Wow, long ways away. Thanks for joining. I always appreciate that. Maya, hey Maya, good to see you. Hi Chris, where would you say the future of SEO lies? I don't know, of course, it's just a guess, but I think that reputation is going to become much more powerful. So not just reviews, but like your site's reputation, whether it's recognized as a real, quote unquote, real business, whether Google appreciates Google or whoever the search engine of the future is, understands that what your site is about and that it's trusted across the web. It's not just going to be content and links anymore. I think it's going to be reputation and artificial intelligence based. Are we still allowed to post over at the mastery page today? If you mean Legiit Monday, then yes, that's the Legiit Facebook group, which I will link to right now. Yeah, that goes from noon today Eastern time till noon tomorrow. Here you go. Life Falcon says, got late joining in. What are we talking about here? Well, I mean, we do these every day or most every day. We talk about, SEO, business, marketing, whatever. Today, I was talking about how I don't see SEO being the long-term goal for me. How I see going into scaling my existing business consulting and business investment businesses, I guess. And as well as Legiit, they're going to be the future for me. But we also talk about, SEO, marketing, business, lifestyle, mindset, whatever you want to talk about, basically. If you want to talk about nacho recipes, we do that sometimes too. I like a good jalapeno on my nachos. Not just one, but like many jalapenos, because one would be weird and it wouldn't be easy to, you know what, I'm just going to stop. So first 15 minutes are in the bag. What else can we get into today, guys? What's everybody working on right now? Love to be a problem solver, and whose name is not Revolver. Hopefully there's some other Gen Xers around that got that reference. Brian says, wow, good morning, afternoon, Chris, Jim, and all. You had a haircut, Chris? You're the second person to say that today. I don't know why everyone's thinking that, but no, I haven't had a haircut. I must just be having a good hair day. Ladies. Life Falcon says, is it because of the recent update from Google? Because it hit me very hard too. I'm sorry to hear that. No, that's not anything to do with what we're talking about today. We did talk about that a few days ago. And the thing to do is just kind of, it sucks, but you kind of have to wait it out and see once there's enough data out there to figure out what a pattern of things that have happened is. So that's the kind of where you need to go with that. So I know it sucks though, especially if you have like a client who's, screaming, why am I think it's going down? But yeah, I mean, the update sucked for a lot of people. It didn't for a lot of others. So you just kind of have to wait it out until it finishes. I think we're probably a week away from it being done, rolling out, and then we can kind of take stock of what's going, Let's see. Simo says, I have a hard time getting clients, and what I do makes it even harder. I had some success finding clients in real life through friends, but online, I still didn't figure it out yet. Well, you've gotten a few already from what I've seen. So the thing to do there is, keep doing what you're doing to get attention, but also make sure that you do a great job for them and find ways to reach back out to them. So when you deliver, either ask them if you can have their email or send them to a Facebook group or whatever. I know that what you do doesn't necessarily lend itself to video, at least not in a way that I can think of. Maybe Jim can come up with something. He's very good at that sort of thing. But I think you just have to keep getting yourself out there, And you're right, though. It doesn't, I don't know. We follow a bunch of Instagram accounts that do very well in promoting themselves graphic design-wise. At least they give the appearance that they do. So I would keep working that angle, and I guess Pinterest as well. But unfortunately, I don't have a lot of experience with a graphic design business, but you don't beat yourself up. You've already gotten a few customers on Legiit. Leverage those to get more customers as best as you can, Jim says his son says hi. He's gotten into the routine of listening to these daily live streams with me. Awesome. Well, I don't know. I don't want to say your kid's name, but what's up, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Stavros says getting into high ticket marketing, actually. Good to hear that. Good for you. Maya says, thanks for your answer. I appreciate your hindsight. I hope you mean insight. Hey, I ordered the Superstar Google Maps citation, and my client site is now in the map pack for 3 keyword results. I've done solid on page and other things, but the needle was not moving till now. Very happy. Awesome. That makes me so happy. I love to get results for people. So good. I'm glad that we were able to help out, and I'm glad you're doing well. You did most of the work. You knew what needed to be done, and we just did that piece for you. But I'm glad we were able to help. And I am, of course, screenshotting this. Send that over to Georgia to add with the rest. Joseph equals ear-to-ear smile. He thinks you are a celebrity. Well, I'm glad that he's smiling. I am far from a celebrity, though. Indica says, hello, Chris. Hello, Indica. Good to see you, my friend. What's going on? You've got some great news that you should be sharing with us today, right? grab some water. We've been here for 20 minutes. Tom Kubrak says, as an individual, how should I be promoting myself? What do you do, Tom? What sort of business? What sort of service? What sort of offer? Give me a little bit more insight, and I'll be happy to advise you as best as I'm qualified to. David Becker 1000 just joined. What's up, David? Gary says, g'day, mate. Good day, Gary. Life Falcon says, so basically you mentioned in your video earlier that we should wait this Google update out. Why did you say that exactly? Should we just stop publishing? That's the safest thing to do, is to wait and see what happens, because if you do anything, you're going to mess with the data, and you're not going to be able to determine what is happening and what is not happening. That you're going to, like, what's a good word? You're going to taint the data, so there's no way to know what happened and what didn't, especially if you're experiencing problems. I know it's hard, and like the temptation is to do things to, like, fix the problem. But if you want the best way to recover, you need to be able to analyze what happened once it's done and then adapt to that. And then you can get back to building. So that's my take on it. Everybody and their uncle has a different one. That's how I would respond to it. I know that sucks. I know that action takers don't like to have to wait. And, when there's a problem, our natural instinct is to try and fix it. But I think that that's the right thing to do. That's my opinion on it. Indica says, yes, I got 3 orders already. My gig is only 2 days old. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Indica. I'm so happy to hear that. That makes my day. Very, very pleased. So congratulations, buddy. I'm screenshotting that too. That's who I was talking about the other day, folks, by the way. I didn't want to steal his thunder. Charlene says, wahoo, congratulations. Indica says, thanks to Charlene. Craig says, I think I'm ready for some feedback. I think I need more content on my service on Legiit, but would like to hear your opinion. Legiit username is MWDD. Okay, well, first opinion is that username needs some work, because I would never remember that. But let's see what we got. All right, let's bring this up on the screen, because that makes me happy, because, frankly, makes it easier to troubleshoot. All right, so we are looking at Craig's, that sentence was tough. We're looking at Craig's Legiit profile and service here. First of all, I like the thumbnail, although it does look like that your hand got cut off from the fire. It kind of looks like your hand got burned off in the fire. Maybe that's just me, but that's kind of what I'm seeing. So you may want to adjust that a tiny bit, unless that's on purpose. Starting or stuck with your YouTube channel. I would put a question mark at the end of that, unless it's there and it just got cut off, but I don't think it would. The tips I provide will help you jumpstart. Okay. We may need to work on this. It would be something like, get a jump start on the growth of your YouTube channel, or something to that effect, as opposed to tips to the tips I will provide. Let's take a look at the service. Yeah, I would work on this a little bit, because it looks like your hand got burnt off. About this service. Considering starting a YouTube channel, stuck with the same amount of YouTube subscribers, not seeing improvement in your viewer count. Can't figure out the YouTube algorithm? I can help. I like what you're doing there. I would add something like, I know how that is, because I've been there before. And then So I decided to do some research, and basically you want to relate to them. So you've identified their problem here and agitated it, which is good. Now you want to relate to them before you tell them that you can help. So I've been there before myself, something like that. And then you can say, I figured out that blank, blank, blank is the solution. So anyhow, I will provide you actionable tips that you can do to help improve your channel. This could be for your local business, bringing an actual audience, or a person trying to increase your personal brand. No matter the audience, we can build your brand to the sky. I like that. Considering starting your YouTube channel, and I assume that this is that. You can't find content ideas. You're doing a good job at advertising pain points. Refunds. Please note that there are no refunds provided. Okay, that's fine. I like that. The only thing I would change is, like I said, is doing a little bit more relating to their pain here. It's the Bill Clinton approach to marketing. And please keep your politics out of this, whatever side you're on. I lost my train of thought. He was very good at feeling somebody else's pain and relating to them. So you want to do a little bit of that. And I always call it like Bill Clinton copywriting. So I don't know. I think you got a good start here. I would change up that username because that doesn't really tell me anything. But other than that, those two things, I think, well, those three things: fix the image here so it doesn't look like your hand got burnt off. Come up with maybe a branded username, and then relate to their pain just a little more. And I think you'll do well. So congrats on getting it done, though. I know you were worried about that or whatever, so I'm glad that you went out and do it. And I think you got good service here. Charlene says, I just got a surprise tip from a customer. Awesome. Glad to see people appreciating a good job. Simo says, congrats, Indica. Wassless says, I'm a little late. Sorry, but hope you and everyone else is doing well. I am, Wassless. Thank you. And no worries for being late. That's partly my fault because I put the wrong time in today's email. Amaro says, hey, Chris, loved your post today about your freelancing story. So much more motivation. Waiting for a legit story. Awesome. Awesome. That makes me happy. I was very, I don't know why. I just felt the need to share that morning, and I'm glad that you liked it and that it helped. So good for you, man. I appreciate that, and I'm glad to. If there's ever anything I can do, it's give the benefit of my experience, and I hope that helps. So I'm glad to hear that it connected with at least one person. Oscillus says, 10 watching, 2 likes. Come on, guys, you know what to do. You're not actually quitting SEO, are you? Yes and no, not anytime soon. But as I was saying before, you can go back and watch the beginning, but it's not the end game for me. I want to focus more on my business consulting, business development, and business investment, as well as continue to grow Legiit. So it's a bit of a hype thing, but eventually it's not going to be the rest of my career. So, but it's also just a good clickbait title. But it is true, just not immediate. Like, oh, okay, gotcha. Jim is now on Instagram and waving. What's up, Jim? Just Free Hub says, any details about Google May core update? No, it's not done rolling out yet, so it's a bit too soon. The only thing I've seen, and I don't trust the sources I got it from, but I saw a lot of chatter about, was a lot of people saying that their site dropped, even though they did all they did was some, quality content and no PBNs and no backlinks and all that sort of thing. So it's almost like that stuff's important, Daniel says you are quitting SEO. Not exactly, Daniel. Long term, I don't think it's the end of my career. I don't think that's going to be the last career. How do I put this? It's not the career destination I have in mind, but I'm not quitting anytime soon or anything like that. I just say I want to focused more on business consulting, investing, and development, and that's kind of where I see myself going, as well as continuing to grow Legiit into the world breaker that I know it's going to be. So no, not anytime soon, but it's not the end game for me. Having an end game is important. I talk about that a lot in Profit Academy, but no, it's not my end game. I'm not quitting anytime soon or anything like that, though. Indica says, Chris, what do you expect from Keyword Research Gig as a buyer? I don't know. I do most of my own. I don't even really do keyword research that much, but I don't know. I would want keywords. I don't just want, this keyword would be good because it has this much volume. I would want keywords that not only could I rank, but they would bring in customer value, So like, I think people focus too much on search volume and not enough on customer intent or search intent. So I would want that kind of thing from it. I'm probably not the person to ask that though, because I have a different perspective on keywords than most people do. And I do my own, so I don't really know exactly what to say, but that's what I would want. NMR20067 says, that sounds like a Borg designation. That's kind of cool. How much should a freelance SEO charge for consulting when starting out? I found a guy who just wants to charge me per link based on DA. I don't think it's a good deal. I'm probably going to reject. So maybe you can clarify for me the situation a little bit. You are a business owner and you want to hire someone to do SEO, and you're asking how much should they be charging you? First of all, that model to charge you per link is probably not it doesn't sound like that's what you're looking for. So if you could explain that situation a little better to me, I can probably give you a better answer, because I'm not 100% sure what you're asking right now. Got a couple more people on Instagram. Their names are a little too complicated to say. Here's a good one. Alex says, what is your end game for Legiit? I want Legiit to be the Amazon of digital marketplaces. So Amazon is kind of like the default for e-commerce, right? I want Legiit to be that for digital services. So I don't completely know what that means, although in my head I do. I don't know how to articulate it, but that's kind of the end game for Legiit, is to be not just the industry leader, but change the world around that particular industry. You know what I mean? Like Amazon literally changed the world. Like right now, they're a big part of keeping a lot of the world going as far as getting supplies to people and things like that. And I want to have that sort of impact in the digital realm for services. So that's kind of the end game for Legiit. It's not, I didn't explain that too well, but that's kind of the goal. Can I buy Reiki on Legiit or on Fiverr? You can. If somebody wants to list Reiki, they certainly can. For those who don't know, Reiki is it's kind of I don't know how to explain it. I know it has to do with moving energy through the body, and it's a type of healing / therapy. My Kung Fu teacher was actually a Reiki master. That said, that's a pretty silly thing to try to sell on a digital marketplace. But you know what? If it brings comfort to somebody, even if it's placebo, who am I to judge? Charlene says Reiki is energy healing. Yeah, exactly. Somebody else on Instagram? All right, we're about 30, about 34 minutes in. Let's see what else we can get into. Aisha says, what do you think of the idea of creating web tools to get genuine links and then redirect it to a same niche money site? Web tools to get genuine links. I'm not sure I follow. Do you mean like creating like a software and getting people to link to it and then redirecting those links to? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. Can you clarify that? Alex says, is there a lot of people selling Instagram growth on Legiit? I know there's a lot of, growth your followers, and there's a handful of manage your Instagram and social media management, that sort of thing, but not a ton. I think there's more like followers and likes and that sort of thing than there is actual social media management. Although I know Steve Dansby does some Instagram management on Legiit, but overall, no, I'd like to see more social media type things, to be perfectly honest. We're actually going to be reorganizing the categories a little bit in the coming future. Yeah, some sort of software. So the software would find links and like broken links and then redirect them. Is that what you're saying? If so, that sounds like it might be a cool idea. Excuse me 1 minute. While something has come up that I got to look into. All right. Send a message here. All right. Yeah. So we are caught up on questions. So what else can we talk about today? By the way, if I owe you a message, a reply, or a PM or anything like that, I'll do my best to get to it eventually. I've always gotten a lot, but I've really been getting hammered with them for the last week or two, probably because of doing these. And I don't mind that at all, but it's just, it's very time consuming. So I'll do my best to get to them. I do apologize. I'm not ignoring you. Unless you ask me a support question, then I am ignoring you. NMR says, sorry, I just found a guy who wants to hire me for SEO, but it turned to just link building for him. What would be the best for charging that? He's like 55. Well, first of all, I would not let him tell me how much he's going to pay. I would assess if the job is worth it for you. If it is, then I would dictate to him what quality links he will get for what price and at what time. So that's kind of my issue with that. Not so much the price and the link quality. If were I you, I would determine what I want to charge for what I'd offer and then inform it to him, and he can take it or leave it. I would love to see more jobs posted up. Any chance you can promote that to increase the numbers? We are promoting it, and it is growing gradually. But yeah, for whatever reason, people are still more inclined to post in a Facebook group because that seems to be people's solution to everything, is whether it's support or whether it's a question or whether it's a job. It's to go to Facebook. But we are promoting it, and it's growing slowly, but I would like to see it grow more. DJ Frankie Flo has a question about crypto. I would just message him on Facebook and see if he can help you out, because to be honest, I don't know. I could send in this and then, I could get the answer and then try to find you. It's just, no offense, but it's a bit too complicated to make that communication. So just find him and ask him, Are expired domains and 301 redirects to a money site risky? Or does it kind of depend on a lot of factors like other links to the money site and expired domain? You're asking if redirecting a expired 301 to a site is risky? It might be. I don't do it anyway because there are better uses of a good expired domain, but it might be. I don't know. I haven't done that in a while. Rich, I answered that before, buddy. It's the Legiit Facebook group, not the Mastery group. That's just for the course. The Kristen Walker Freelancing Mastery, that's just for questions about that course. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's the Legiit Facebook group. You're looking in the wrong group. You want to go to this group, Legiit.group. That's where you can post today, and that way you'll get a little bit of exposure to your services, which I know you've worked very hard on. So I'll be glad to see you post those. Chris says Legiit.group. What's going on, buddy? I'm funny. Here's a little trivia for everybody. Did you know that on this day in 1643, the cold air balloon was invented? The thing is, it didn't really take off. Okay, Chris, I saw a lot of people selling them and thought they looked interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a valid technique that people have used. It's just not something I do. I think that if I'm going to invest in a domain, I'm going to use it as a PBN or a money site rather than just redirect it, you know? That's just me. That doesn't mean what they're doing is wrong. It just means that we have different techniques. I think that's the thing that's pretty common is that people think that there's like, especially with something as abstract as SEO, they think there's a right and a wrong way. And unfortunately, it's just not true. I mean, there are things that absolutely do work and things that absolutely don't, but most everything else is in the middle. So it just depends. Brian says, why don't oysters donate to charity? Because they're shellfish. That's a good one. Aisha Hale says, Legiit seems good for SEO and DM. What is the status of web software development on Legiit? We have quite a few web developers, including the developer of Legiit itself, doing that. And we promote everything on this platform, not just, we don't specifically promote SEO and DM. We promote the entire platform itself. It's just that we have, for whatever reason, attracted a lot of SEO and digital marketing services. We promote everything on it, though. And that's going to be the answer every time somebody says, are you going to promote this? Or are you going to promote that? We're promoting everything on it equally. It's just that it's attracted a lot of SEO people, probably because I have an SEO following. But no, of course we're promoting it. And there are definitely people crushing it in the web and software development categories. Look at, what's his name? Ajad. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. Ajad, you got Adam, you got Ahmed, you got Jim, who else? But yeah, it's probably the third most popular category, actually. It probably goes SEO and then content and then web development / design and then graphics. And I don't have the numbers to support that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Jim says, Joseph just said, Daddy, why did he do a drum roll if he didn't tell a joke? Ouch. Wow. Cut me deep. That hurts. Thought we were cool. Man. Thanks a lot, Joseph. Laszlo says, no, I didn't mean that there's a right or wrong way. No, I know you didn't. I just couldn't find too much info online on how risky it is, if that makes sense. No, I get it. I mean, the thing is, if there's a penalty of any kind on that domain, you're instantly passing it on. The upside is you can build stuff to that domain, and if you screw up, you can remove the 301. I just don't like it because I think that there's better use of it. I would rather build it out as a site and link to the money site and use it as kind of a pumper site rather than do a 301. Brian says, I'm a bit slow this morning. Your last joke was a bit deflated. Oh, man. Showing me up on my own live stream. Come on, Brian. I thought we were cool. Philip says, Isaac Newton was born in 1642. Interesting. Jim says, Joseph says, you're welcome. Wow. He's definitely your son. All right, almost 45 minutes in. Good stream today. Got Peter on Instagram. What's up, Peter? Oh, that's a great idea about building it out as a site. Yeah, that works really well, actually. It's a technique. I mean, it's basically a PBN if you want to think about it that way. But I like to build it out as an actual site and then just, make it genuine, make it like a lead gen site or something. Like, so for example, suppose you have an SEO agency, like main site, wasslessseo.com. And then you grab, eastcoastseo.com as an expired domain, build that out as a site and rank it for whatever you want lossless SEO to rank for. And then you say, You can contact us here or visit our parent company, and then Wassless SEO is the anchor that links over to your main site. That's what I call a bumper site. It's really just a PBN if you want to look at it that way. But I feel like that would pass a manual review a little bit better. Of course, I don't know, and just linking to the main one. I think that's so much better of a use than a 301. Because to me, a 301 just for SEO purposes, it looks super shady. Not that I have a problem with doing shady stuff as far as SEO techniques go, but I just think that doing it as a site is going to, it costs a little bit more because you got to have hosting and build a little bit of content, but I feel like that is much more safe and more realistic. But again, your mileage may vary. We got Slick Nick on Instagram. What's up, Nick? We got about 13 minutes to go. You think getting a professional digital identity, like a professional logo and well-designed website, is crucial to go pro? For me, it is, but do you think you're based on your experience? Would I say it's crucial? Not necessarily, but there's far more upside than there is downside. Like a website, the design and hosting and domain, you're looking at like $100 to $200. The potential there is much more important than the lack of it, I think. So I would definitely do it. I wouldn't say it's crucial though. I know people that run successful SEO agencies that don't even have a website. That's why it always cracks me up when I run a Facebook ad and say, you don't even rank for, I get comments that say, you don't even rank for SEO. I was like, that's because that's a pretty fucking worthless keyword. So, and there goes the monetization. That's my take on it. Your mileage may vary. All right. I'm running out of things to babble about. I think I would build a second affiliate site that gets a bit of search traffic, and then I can maybe even sell links on it in a similar niche to mine so that I could link to myself as well. Yeah, that's another route to go for sure. At that point, it's almost exactly like a PBN, But yeah, I agree. I think that there's just so many better uses than just throwing a 301 at it. Now, there used to be a trick that worked well that doesn't so much anymore, but it was a double 301 redirect. So what you would do is, and this is some sauce for you, I don't know if it still works. I haven't done it in ages, but I think it might still work. I don't know. But is to get, suppose that you have a lawyer site and it's like Dallas lawyer you're trying to rank for. So you go out and buy like dallaslawyer.org, although you probably have a hard time finding that one, but you get my meaning. And then you 301 that over to the money site. And then you find a strong non-relevant expired domain and you 301 that to the original 301. So that way you're taking the power from the powerful domain, pushing it through the relevant domain and pushing that onto the money site. That used to work like a boss. I don't know so much anymore, but yeah, I think that back a few years ago worked really well. What does a baby computer call its father? Data. Nice. Went to have lunch just now, had cheese but no crackers. You could say it was crack-a-lackin'. You got that one from your wife. Wasla says, sorry if I'm asking too many questions related to expired domains, but nobody's talking. No, there's never any need to apologize for any questions. I think it's probably interesting to many of the people on here, What? No one searches SEO? Not sure what you're asking there. Namar says, exactly. Do industry keyword domains do better than random brand names? For example, hardwaretools.com versus tomstools.com. So there's ups and downs to both. The EMD is actually going to give you a bit better of a ranking pop for that one keyword. However, Tom's Tools is going to give you a better brand name that people are going to trust. And it doesn't have to be quite so specific. So maybe you want to also do software tools, or I don't know, whatever other types of tools there are. You can be much more diverse than if you just have hardware tools. Now, if you just want to write it for one keyword and maybe like the LSIs of it, then then you're fine with that. But overall, I prefer branded to EMD these days. Gary, no, that's not what I said. I said that that's just not a great example. I've probably said that in the past, but no, I was saying that lossless SEO is probably not a great example. But I don't think that I said SEO is not a great keyword. You got Rosie Balaki on Instagram. What's up, Rosie? One thing I forgot to do that fortunately hasn't impacted. Brian says, you said EMD. What's that mean? Sorry for a dumb question. It means exact match domain. So if your keyword is local video marketer, localvideomarketer.com would be an EMD or exact match domain. It means a domain whose URL is your exact keyword. What's the best way to start getting some service orders on Legiit? Well, first of all, start posting in that group that we talked about on Mondays. Maybe do, there's a whole post in the Legiit group about it, but you make sure that you have a good service page, optimized page, show it on one of these live streams and we'll look at it. I think I already looked at yours though. And then just start, networking and building things out. That's how Brian got his first sale. So for example, but there's a whole post in there and I'll link that to, I'll tag you in that when we get done. In fact, I'll just see if I can find it right now. It gives you some other resources, but in fact, I'm going to tag you right now. Hey, there's your post. Boom. Yeah, check over in the announcements, and there's a whole post on that. But let me just give you some ideas. Put it on the roundup post it in the group. Do review copies, do discounts, maybe do some promotion, that sort of thing. Just the kind of things you do for marketing, Let me find the one I'm talking about, and I'll tag you in it, where it has some very specific URLs and that sort of thing. Rich says, "Cool, thanks." Thank you, Rich. Yeah, no, we'll get you going. You've been putting in the work, so I know that you'll get some sales here soon. And of course, the most important thing is make sure you have something that people want. And I know you have some good video services, so I know you do, but this is just kind of a general statement, is make sure you have something people want. All the marketing in the world won't matter if you don't, Brian says, Rich, I have an email campaign happening today, redirected back to Legiit. Awesome. Email is definitely a strong way to do it if you have a list. If you don't and you start getting a few orders, you need to ask those people if it's okay if you email them, and then you can email them later when you have new offers or discounts, or you just want to promote somebody else's service or whatever. But there's nothing more powerful than an email list. Adrian38 and Adam. What's up, Adam? You just joined on Instagram. What's up, ladies and or gentlemen? Because I know that Adam is something, even though he's a guy, I don't know that he's a gentleman. But some of the others I'm not sure about. Omar Shabib just joined on Instagram. What's up, Omar? Charlene Burke, can you drop a link to your service? Have a customer for you. Oh, snap. I'm going to beat her to it. Where is it? I think it's this one. Nobody's talking, so I'm going to take a moment to find Charlene's service. We're almost done for the day anyway, not with work, but with live stream. New, oh, poop. Yep, I just said poop. Hope Joseph found that funny. All right, here it is. Search Market Pro. I knew it was something like that. Is Jim a web developer? He doesn't like it when you call him a web developer, but yes, Jim is not only a web developer, he is a very high-end web developer, and in fact is the lead developer for Legiit itself. So yes, Jess, you could call Jim a web developer, as much as he doesn't like that. What are your thoughts on using push notifications versus email? Do both. We use both on Legiit, and both convert very well. Yeah, both. But if I have to choose one or the other, I would pick email, because I think that push notifications are not going to last forever, and they're not super, although we do have one that works well on Legiit now, they're not super great for mobile devices. Funnier than your jokes. Oh, nothing is funnier than my jokes. Charlene says here is one of them, and here is Charlene's entire profile, which we are now going to bring up on screen once I get enough windows closed. This is Charlene, and I think this is the service that Jim is looking for. But that's it. There you go. While we're at it, we're going to do this. This is Rich's service. So somebody go hit him up and grab one of these awesome intro videos for $7. I think that you'll appreciate the work that he does, and I think he will appreciate it as well. So I'm going to drop that in the chat. So get somebody to go grab one from him as well. And we're going to stop sharing. Last list says a lot of people decline push notifications / block them on desktop, I think. Yeah, maybe. We're doing pretty well with the ones on Legiit, but yeah, you're right. Everyone checks emails. Yes, they do. Charlene says, you're awesome. Thanks, Chris and Walker, and thanks, Jim. Thank you, Charlene. Chris says, here's a link to Rich's profile, so check him out. I'm sure he'll do a great job for you. And we only have a minute to go. So any last minute questions, comments, thoughts, observations? That's the only thing I can think of right now. Anything else you'd like to talk about? Instagram, we're going to have to wrap you up. We only got a minute left there. So have a good one, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Simo says, cool. I have a friend to whom I recommend Legiit a few days ago. He's a web developer as well. We're planning to team up in the future and work under one account to provide graphic and web design. Awesome. Crush it. Jim says, thank you for another highly enjoyable hour. Thank you, Jim and Joseph, even if Joseph didn't like my joke. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out as usual. We'll do it again tomorrow sometime. Jim, I'll talk to you in like 3 seconds. And otherwise, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Figure out what you want out of life and go out and get it, because you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the world. Peace.